So how do you do sustainable change on a budget? And we do have to mention the budget. Jim's notorious for every time there's a cross-challenge meeting, mention the fact that we are the smallest of the national science challenges. And in fact, those who know the Health Research Council funding process, and there's a couple of people down the back who know it very well, kia ora, is that this entire challenge for its duration runs on the budget of 3 and a bit HRC program grants. Right? It's not a large budget at all. So how do we affect such sustainable change on the budget? Well, first of all is obviously commissioning high quality research. And that first word's really important. Right? This is mission-led research investment where we're identifying an issue and identifying teams who would be really good at delivering on that issue. But secondly is investing in change and changing practice, changing expectations, and because I've got grey hair now, or what's left of it's grey, is talking about changing generations. And that commissioning role was about commissioning for impact. It wasn't necessarily commissioning for a stunning report, although we've produced a lot of stunning reports. It was actually about impact. What teams could actually make a difference in these non-communicable diseases that we were told we had to address. The second strategy was about how we operated. And a really important thing to acknowledge is this was the first challenge to adopt a co-governance model. And that has been really, really effective at making sure that a partnership voice, a strong partnership voice, was there at the decision-making table right from the outset. Right? And it wasn't an add-on. Right? It wasn't a, how do we make this project Māori responsive? It was there right from every single decision that we made because we had that co-governance model. And the people who were voluntold to be on that co-governance model, actually we were able to get on some of the most high calibre Māori researchers of their generation to make that contribution. And all credit to them for taking on that role and doing such an amazing job. The second is we did a formative assessment. Now, one of the things that drives every researcher crazy who's seeking funding, including me, is the fact you put in your lovely research idea and somebody doesn't like it very much, right? And so you get some feedback and it isn't always positive. Well, we decided to have a feedback that was much more formative and engaging, so we'd actually try to get the best possible investment. Then the next initiatives that we did was we just decided, well, actually, it's not just up to the governance board and the researchers and the management team to decide what's effective. We actually had stakeholder-led research agendas. And kia ora to Megan for actually, where's Megan Tunks? Okay, yeah, kia ora Megan for hosting an event where we looked at what, for our largest largest investment, what would actually be an effective way to invest that money into something that really made a difference. And so what that resulted in was a hui that by the end of the day completely landed in a different space to where we started. And what it landed on, in the words of Brodie Jansen, was what changes systems. What changes systems. And the second approach is all of our research is co-led by community members. And so this co-leadership, so we had co-governance and co-leadership. The other thing that this challenge did was we were one of the initiators of the Roika Mangai. What is the Roika Mangai? The Roika Mangai is a way to get a collective Māori voice across the National Science Challenge investment. So it's about $675 million in total. One of the impacts of the National Science Challenges was that it diluted a Māori voice across the science system, including in health, because we were split across 3 different health National Science Challenges. So we contributed to and helped set up the Roika Mangai to have that collective Māori voice to change the science system. And that Roika Mangai will persist. The Arapairangi may actually have been taken out the back and shot last week, but Roika Mangai will persist. We will carry on. We will maintain that strong collective voice, including Ngā Pae Te Maramatanga, through the future, whatever happens to the science system. And then we also invested in the next generations. Right? And we did that by requiring researchers to have some workforce development within their investment, Māori research development and Pacific research development in their investments. But also we implemented a tuakana taina model of having governance interns to sit with our co-governance model. Because a lot of us get trained in research methods, a lot of us get trained, or some of us get trained in management, but almost nobody gets trained in research governance. So how do you produce that next generation of research leaders? And our most recent investment, in fact, it's not even recent, it hasn't happened yet, is we're about to invest in some data interns, Māori data interns, to start build that next generation of people who can use our big and linked data. So what you can see from our challenge is we've actually taken it from just investing in equity to taking it to engaged approaches to address equity in a sustainable manner.